Right, thank you very much. And I'm very grateful to you too for joining me for the sports segment of the news. My name is Katey. Quickly, let's do something on the Unity Cup match that will be coming off pretty soon. And the year yesterday, so Campbell, who is a former player of Arsenal and of course ex-Black Stars captain Stephen Appiah, were at the State House banquet hall, and exactly what they went to do is about the Unity Cup match aimed at bringing peace in the 2016 elections. So Campbell stated a whole lot of things, as well as the captain of the Black Stars. He also said so many things about the Unity Cup match and about the unity of the country before the elections 2016. So Campbell, alongside ex-Black Stars captain Stephen Appiah and former Middlesbrough midfielder George Boateng, officially launched the 2016 Unity Cup match aimed at facilitating the peace process across the country through organized football games that will see world stars featuring in coming months. A host of other dignitaries like Professor Emmanuel Asante, Chairman of the National Peace Council, Dr. Ahmed Mustafa, the Youth and Sports Minister, George Akwesie-Friye, GFA Vice President, and they all took part of the high-ranking guests seated at the high table to see the 2016 Peace March launched at the State Banquet Hall. The Peace March is staged to help propagate the need of peace as Ghana is about to enter into elections 2016. Football, which is believed to be the passion of the nation, is being used as a tool to foster unity amongst the various political parties. Asante Kotoko will face retired and active international football stars at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium in Kumasi on June 7, and other games between the Black Stars and the international football stars on the 11th June. So Campbell spoke about the upcoming Unity Games.
First time in Ghana. It's a pleasure to be here. I've received very warm welcome. I feel at home here, especially with the Arsenal fans. It is so important for this particular year for Ghana with the elections and football and politics. If you bring and get the best out of both, football and politics is the best way. But Ghana has a fantastic heritage, and if we can help facilitate and allow this to be a smooth process, I'm all for it. And I'm feeling love in Ghana, and I hope the best for Ghana in the future.
George Friye, who is the Vice President of the Ghana Football Association, also pledged the support of the FA for this event.
I am delighted to have been offered the opportunity to represent the Ghana Football Association this evening. As such a commendable occasion as the promotion of peace through association football. I wish to inform you all that you have the unconditional support of the Ghana Football Association in using football to promote peace here in Ghana in our election year.
Who's going to carry it for the minister?
Right, away from the Unity Cup match, let's move on to Black Stars winger Christian Atsu. He had a pretty disappointing spell at Everton and Bournemouth, but he has come in strong since coming back to Chelsea from his loan spell in Bournemouth in England. He scored for Chelsea's under-21 side to reinstate his class in terms of playing on the field. Chelsea swept their opponents, Queen's Park Rangers, by 5-0, and Atsu was on target. As you see there, he scored the 4th goal of the match, and was a training ground game at the Cobham Stadium. He was very dominant on the day, creating chances, and also, as you see on your screen there, scoring that fantastic goal. We are hoping to see him pretty soon in action, competitive action. I mean, again, we understand that he could be moving to Espanyol and the Spanish La Liga. We don't know how true that is, but we are hoping that he gets a club soon so that he can start playing as quickly as possible. Now let's do the Australian Open. It's getting interesting by the day. Some of the stars are, advancing to the next round of the competition, whilst others too are suffering, the hangover of the tennis competition. In fact, in the first round of the event, some have received major shocks. Premium amongst them is Rafael Nadal, who is world number 5. He has been bundled out of the competition in the first round by fellow Spaniard Fernando Verdasco, whilst also Venus Williams, who is the sister of Serena Williams, has also been hit out of the first round of action by her opponent. Let's take a look at actions that happened on day 2 plus those shocks.
Rafael Nadal suffered his first round 1 exit at the Australian Open as Fernando Verdasco recorded a stunning 5-set win at Melbourne Park. The Spanish left-handers produced an exhibition of hard hitting to thrill those inside the Rod Laver Arena over 4 hours and 40 minutes. Verdasco saved a break point to prevent going 3-love down in the decider, going on to win 7-6, 4-6, 3-6, 7-6 and 6-2.
This year was a completely different story. I have been playing and practicing great and working so much. So, it's tough when you work so much and arrives a very important event and you're going out.
He started breaking my serve, and after that, I started playing really good and hitting very hard, serve, forehand, and don't making many mistakes. So, very happy with the way that I finished the match.
Leighton Hewitt's tennis farewell will have to wait at least another 2 days after the Australian veteran beat fellow wildcard entry and countryman James Duckworth. The 34-year-old Hewitt announced last year that the Australian Open will be his final tournament and received the backing of a large contingent of fans at the Rod Laver Arena.
Rafael Nadal was the biggest casualty from day 2 down under. Kevin Anderson was the only other seed that crashed out, as John Isner, Milos Raonic and Bernard Tomic all booked their place in the second round.
Well, those were the actions there from the Australian Open. That actually is the first Grand Slam of the season. Let's now quickly do something on the competition for African Championship. That's the home-based national teams across the African continent. Yesterday, Nigeria whipped their opponents, Niger, by 4-1. Today, there were matches as well. Let's take a look at what happened in those matches.
The 2016 African Nations Championship got underway on Tuesday with a clash between Zimbabwe and Zambia. In a first ever meeting between the two Southern African heavyweights in a major CAF competition, sparks were expected to fly, and they did in the early exchanges. Zambia were the first to threaten through skipper Christopher Katongo, but the Bidvest Wits midfielder was just wide of the mark. The last encounter between the two teams was back in 2013, and on that occasion Zimbabwe emerged 1-0 victors. They almost had the lead in the 13th minute, but Jacob Banda came to the rescue of his side. Some careless defending just before the interval almost cost Zambia. Edmore Chirambadare was unable to break the deadlock though. The match remained goalless till 12 minutes into the second half.
Good opportunity, there's a goal for Zambia! It came out of the blue, it's a beautiful finish! And the Chipolo Polo have taken the lead.
Isaac Chance's goal giving Zambia an advantage they would cling to right up till the final whistle. Zambia opening their campaign at Chan 2016 with a 1-0 win.
Mali and Uganda kicked off their 2016 African Nations Championship campaign on Tuesday. The Cranes dominated the early proceedings and opened the scoring when Joseph Ochaya got on the end of a free kick. Uganda were dangerous from set pieces as they again threatened from the left flank. Their lead, however, lasted all of 10 minutes as a fine finish from close range from Seiku Koita drew the Eagles level. Despite the scores level at a goal apiece, Uganda were dominating proceedings as Farouk Mia asked questions from range. The Cranes were duly rewarded when a foul in the area saw the referee point to the spot. Mia stepped up and handed his team a 2-1 half-time lead. The start of the second half ebbed and flowed, but Mali again levelled matters as Hamidou Sinayoko tucked home at the far post. The game ended in a flurry as both teams attacked with vigour. Both stoppers, however, provided saves as the teams had to settle for a share in the spoils. A solitary strike by Isaac Chansa handed Zambia a 1-0 win over Zimbabwe, while Mali and Uganda shared the spoils in a 2-2 draw.
Well, I'll be taking leave of you pretty shortly, but let's run by some of the latest transfers happening in terms of Ghanaians Ghanaian winger and Chelsea winger Christian Achu, as I said earlier, is subject to interest from Spanish La Liga side Espanyol, as the likes of Andrea Ayew, who plays for Swansea City, is attracting interest from English giants Liverpool and, of course, Chelsea. Finally, also, we have Sunderland looking to up their bid to sign the Swansea City forward. And then we have also Daniel Amati about to complete his move to Leicester City and England. That is also some news there for you. We'll be looking forward to seeing him in the English Premiership pretty shortly. Thanks so much once again for joining me, and I hope to see you back. Please subscribe to our YouTube account for more of the updates. You can also follow us on Twitter and like our Facebook accounts for more of the stories that we are doing here. I'll see you again another time, but until then, you have a good evening.